Because I was definitely like, damn.
I was like, no.
I was like, why
I
this
got
man?
somebody honey bunches of oats one time. So I know that's random. But we're gonna get right into the reviews, man. We missed last week. We did review last week. We talked in the group chat, I think, about episode 8, but we didn't really talk about it here. So we're gonna get right into episode 8. Episode 8 was the prior episode of obviously the finale. Just doing pretty much a summary of it, of what I pretty much was saying is just Matt getting to his breaking point. He's starting to kind of just lose it. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to push that line that Punisher has been trying to push him to go to, just to go across that line and just crash out. You dig what I'm saying? And episode 8, he was pretty close. It was some moments in episode 8 I was like, here you go, this could be it. You know what I'm saying? Then they kind of strayed away from it, or something would happen where he couldn't just splash out or lash out. But episode 8, man, it was cool, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be for the last 2 episodes. Because by the end, I was like, what I'm saying, where we going with this? You dig what I'm saying? But if we just say the good parts about it, I did like that. Like, spoiler alert, y'all. Kingpin is embracing his comic book essence of who he is, with the white suit. Like, he really is becoming like the Kingpin, and it's evident. Like, when he went to that dinner party, he made it known, I'm the Kingpin. Like, I'm not doing this Mayor Fist stuff no more. I mean, yeah, I'm Mayor Fist, but he really is in that Kingpin mode. He pressing people in the city, you know what I'm saying? He pressing the swords, man. And you could kind of tell that he's getting back into how he was in the original Netflix Daredevil. And I really like that. And I like the fact that Matt was about to crash out. But I just didn't like the fact that he saved him. I'm going to be real honest with you. I didn't like that he saved him. I get it was supposed to be like you save your enemies type shit, but I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But episode 8 for me was cool. You feel what I'm saying? We can just go around. Lex, what you think of episode 8?
It wasn't memorable, to be honest with you. Hold on. I don't episode seeing what shit this was.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that as well. Yes, but go ahead.
Yeah, it just wasn't memorable. It was kind of a letdown. I mean, it was watchable. Like, I've seen worse things, obviously, and I don't think it necessarily took away from how I felt about the show as a whole. But it just was like, all right, like what you said, where is this going now? We have 1 episode left, and I feel like there really wasn't story, like a actual story that we were really following along. I feel like things were just happening, and maybe we were supposed to put everything together to get the bigger story. But then when we talk about, the finale of the last episode, I'm going to comment on that too, that I'm just like, I asked him, we were watching, I said, what is this about? Like, where are we going with this? So, it was okay. It wasn't the best thing I've seen, but it wasn't the worst either. So that's just my
Okay. So I had something to say about what you said too, about like just the where you going thing in the finale. But Torian, episode 8.
Well, for me, I'm gonna just like go down like the moments that I did, like the part where they put Bullseye and Gen Pop. I said that's not going to end well for the guys that's in Gen Pop with him. If they think that just because it's just one of him and all of them, that's not going to end well for them. And when he saw Matt when he came to visit him, you can tell that it didn't. He had all them guys in there screaming. I said it was all quiet when he went in there, but when he brought him in, they was all making a whole bunch of noise. I was like, what you was in there for the little bit of time that you was there. And also, listen, Kingpin, that task force is gonna be a problem. That task force is going to be a huge problem. I mean, you had them 100%. Drag some guy back there into the kitchen and stick his hand in that hot grease. Burn his hand in that hot grease. While the commissioner was there and saying, "We don't work for you." So he just had to sit there and watch people who used to be on his payroll just do whatever they wanted, because he said, "We work for the mayor." So I mean, and they just did it. Like, he looks so defeated. He looks so
he was even by the finale. The Gallo was done. The police chief was done. He was ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he was like, you can tell he was. So also the part that was interesting was how Bullseye escaped. He used his tooth.
That was hard. That was
I
hard.
thought that
He
was the
used it.
a little bit of the little wire from the stitches.
No, that was
That's
that.
what I
That
thought it
was
was.
that was like his side tooth. He just popped that thing out. Pow. He
Man,
said, "Perfect." Ping.
Yeah, and got up out of there,
man.
and they was basically telling me like, look, he escaped because it was a setup to take him out, but it was like, nah,
Mhm.
he's gone. He escaped. He's on his way there, and I like what they did there when he's sitting there, like when he went to go gym pop. Notice how the screen turned blue. Like it turned that blue color, like that's like an indication, like for him, I guess that's like how he indicates how he's going to like do certain things to people and how he's going to do it, and
Yeah,
because it
was
did,
blue
because it
in
happened.
episode 2, the finale, when he was
Oh
when he was zooming in on
yeah.
Nigel say something about it. Was blue at the finale.
It turned blue.
When
It turned
the
blue
intro.
again because I think
Yeah.
blue is a color in his costume. I think
Yeah,
blue is
blue and white.
like
it's like a navyish, like blue.
yeah,
White.
but also notice too when he was in the scope, when he was looking through the scope. Did you notice the bullseye in the scope? The bullseye bullseye was when the bullseye was in the scope when he was aiming for Kingpin. So I thought that was a nice little touch there that they doing there. But yeah, Matt was crashing out like crazy. Like he was going, I was like, I don't know if I want to be anywhere near this guy right now because he's liable just to go off on me just because I'm there. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, like that's how but I'll say this, his girlfriend got annoying.
Yeah, nah, she was on about it.
Man, I don't care. I don't care. That's about her character, bro.
Hold on, before we go past this one, you said something about like you wouldn't.
That's crazy.
Around him when he was at work and he used his power. Like normally he used his power like y'all like to like really figure out shit. Like he figured out he was a lie. Like he lying, bro. I don't even want to help, bro. Like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And then Heather, you said Miss Party with Heather, she wanna fucking. Every 2 seconds now, she all I killed Moose. You ain't do shit because you was about to die until I came in there and boom, bop, bing, bop, bam. You know what I'm saying? Even Daredevil was looking at her like when she was just talking, he was just like, "What the fuck? We're carrying that." But yeah, Heather, I agree.
And even like at the end when he jumped in front of it, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, why did you jump in to save this man? You should have just let him fall.
This was good.
Considering what he's about to do. I mean, based on the finale. But those were like those. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Also, the commissioner, he had that conversation, that side conversation with BB from the BB report, like basically saying they was going to work together because he was like, I have some stuff that I can give you that you can put out there because she's really tied up right now because she's like stuck between a rock and a hard place. And the thing is, I'm like, does she know that Kingpin killed her uncle? I think she knows.
In the original joint. It's
she said she knew. Well, when they was having a conversation, she was like, "Yeah, I know." It's like she's trying to play
do like
two
both
different
sides
sides.
shit, like both sides shit. But Gallo on his mad, he's like, "I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. I'm not gonna be there tomorrow." Kill.
Yeah,
okay.
But that's pretty much what stood out to me in episode 8.
Okay. Tone Coons just popped in. Tone episode 8.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna hold y'all. So I watch these on Super Zooted, right? So like anytime, like can you just talk about Kingpin's aura, bro? I feel like he got his aura and his swag back, bro. Because the weight was like I was getting it, bro. Because like I was just watching, I'm watching this shit fresh off. I'm just fresh off watching it, like I said, right? So him and Punisher, bro, they just got that aura to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, but the Punisher scene was just like, yeah.
You already skipping. No, we ain't there yet. No, don't go there.
I'm looking for it. Don't go there.
Episode 8. Episode 8.
Yeah, that's episode 8, right? Oh no, I'm going back. 9. Oh yeah. Damn, that's not. Oh yeah, we're having the 8. I'm trying to think, but Punisher was 8 too, though, right? Damn. Oh, I'm trying to think what happened. Oh yeah, hey.
I was didn't like episode 8.
Look,
we lost.
Then he left out.
He just booted out. He just said,
he left out. He said, "Oh, we not at 8."
All right, y'all. We ain't talking about 9 piece. Hold on, before we bring Tone back, man. Okay, wait, because they're going off right here. He said, "People who not paying attention, we do not need to see Spider-Man." That's the fuck we do. Fuck out of here.
We do
Peter
not
Parker
take you down.
in that motherfucker now. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying?
We're not going to see Spider-Man because Sony still got it.
Sony, they're like the kid who.
They're not going to let them have Spider-Man. It was something
Something
else I
like
had
the
read.
kid in the park who doesn't want you to play with their toys, and then everybody start playing with their toys, and then they're like, nah, we want a piece. We want to play with the toys too, and you like, nah, don't try to get some of this MCU, and then try to be Sony at the same time. Like, pick what y'all gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? But I want to see, because I was telling Lex off camera, I was like, Spider-Man would have punched the lower level of the mayor's building from under the building and made it collapse by now. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to see what's it called back in there, but I know why they can't. You know what I'm saying? But Tony,
My bad, y'all. I was just, my bad, y'all. I was agreeing with that. I'm on my phone, so don't mind me. I'm trying to use the camera for my phone. But nah, Lex was right. I don't remember much of 8. I literally thought we talking about that. I was so excited about what happened in 9 that I was just like, like, like I just totally skipped over 8. So my bad. But yeah, I don't remember quite much what happened at 8 though. I mean, like the so the dance was cool. I like the little music and the build up. You know what I'm saying? That was drive by. Um, Bullseye. I don't know. I'm just whatever with him. The little shade of blue. I wasn't really getting it honestly. That's the story to just played it. It was like is he activated like his super senses? Like, but he didn't mention it though. But I'm like, yeah, it's kind of obvious that you have super senses. I didn't know he had super hearing too though. So that was kind of like that kind of was like a thing. I was like, all right, whatever. So, but yeah, I just like like Tori said, Kingpin becoming Kingpin was honestly just what. But y'all know I'm a villain type of person anyway. I'm a villain guy, so I'm always gonna side with the villain. And I feel like Matt was like the third string in the 8 episodes.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
I
for
feel
sure.
like and like where is this, bro? Is it me? Just before I let Kun take over, is it me, bro, or did I missed something with the black costume? I'm confused. What happened to the black Daredevil costume?
I said the same thing
Like,
until I realized that these people are just leaking season 2. So they already went to season 2.
yeah, I saw that
So
today.
I
Yeah.
think the black suit is gonna be his suit in season 2. Like, who the fuck? I be watching Screen Crush. Shout out to Screen Crush.
Yeah, because he don't have no suits no more since they
He
blew up
said
his
that
joint.
he gonna
Yeah.
turn to black. He gonna turn to black. He gonna turn to the blacks, and that's straight out of the board again comic though too. The Fist blows up his apartment in the comic too.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The black suit or whatever. Fist is like white, so now like Daredevil gonna be black to like go
Yeah.
against like his
Yeah,
white.
like black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey,
Hey,
it'd be nice.
shout out to that apartment scene too, cause like,
You too
yeah.
far ahead. You too far ahead again.
Oh
But
yeah.
we about to get there.
Man,
Couple
I'm done.
seconds. Couple seconds. We about to get Coons in there. Coons, what did you think of episode 8? What's good, by the way? Hope you're doing well. How you doing? You feel me?
I'm good. I'm good. What's good, everybody? So,
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
episode 8, I liked it a lot. Like I was saying before, you could really tell the tone shifts between episode 1, 8, and 9. That the original, showrunners, well, they were the Punisher, but they're more based in reality. Like it's not a lot of comic relief within it. It's just like, no, this is dark, this is gritty, like this is the
Mm-hmm.
world that we're in. We're not about to make it too Disney like. I mean, yeah, 9 it really take it over the top. But I like 8 a lot because you see Matt spiraling. Like you see him like just very aggressive. Like I ain't gonna hold you. If you ain't know he was a superhero, it'd be like, bro, what's wrong with this blind man? But like
Yeah.
the fact that he was moving how he was in episode 8, like just a conversation with Heather in the crib, like, bruh, he's using you, like you're a pawn and all this stuff. I don't like Heather, by the way. I don't know how
Yeah. This
other
Yeah.
team,
people feel.
not to cut you off, Coons. This whole everybody don't fuck with Heather. Torian cracked it
Yeah,
off. He cracked off the hoop.
yeah, bro. Heather, she could catch one, bro. I wouldn't be mad, bro.
For real.
Like
Honestly.
she truly annoying.
Yeah. I ain't. No.
Wait, before you finish, Coons, Les, give them the fact that you learned about Heather that you told me.
I was just writing it down so I wouldn't forget. So apparently in the comic, or I don't know which one specifically, that
Mm-hmm.
she ends up, because let me start over. What I was looking up was, does Daredevil kill people? And because me and Pat were talking about it, and I'm like, bro, like he really be hitting people upside the head. Like I know people are dying. So I looked it up, and in this article I was looking at, it was giving different instances where he caused people's deaths, and Heather was one of them because apparently in the comics she ends up offing herself because of him, because it's just too much going on with him. So I was like, I don't know if Disney Plus will take it there in the second season, but it does happen because of Daredevil. Like it was just too stressful for her.
Well, I'm pro that. I feel like it would be how Joffrey was in Game of Thrones, and I
Oh
would look
man,
forward to that episode if that shall happen.
That's crazy.
But
I would
man,
never see
even
Joffrey.
that
so, if it
character.
do happen, I will only feel away if they completely change her character arc next season. Because right now she just seemed dumb. I kind of popped in when Pat was talking about how she was taking credit for killing Muse and all this. Like, Shawty, you didn't do nothing. Like, you was about to die. Daredevil just showed up and like you acting like, oh, he's just a little boy. Like it was just blowing me. It's just like, nah, you too grown to have this type of
And you a
dichotomy.
therapist.
Exactly, but to that, I think because of Muse, how she viewed Muse made her look at other vigilantes the same way.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like this, he was this little boy who was like psychotic and all this, and he attacked me. So anybody who's doing this has to have this same type of mindset. But I really like episode 8. I I too like the music leading up to the shot. Like
Hmm.
that song was hard. I never even heard the jump, but that joint
Hey, they
it
had
cranked
so
something
many money
crazy.
shots in that jump. So
Man.
many money
So
shots.
yeah, episode 8, it was like that.
Okay. So everybody pretty much, I mean,
No
rock with
shit.
8. It wasn't like I said my favorite episode, but like I said, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Really just like Kun said too, like you could tell with different directors, like you could tell this is a whole
Yes.
different vibe in the last 2 episodes, man. And then he speaks when you said something too about like how he was wilding for a blind man, even when he was in the bar and he just stepped off, and she was like, he didn't even take his cane, like
Mhm.
he didn't even use his cane. He's like, yeah, he does. Yeah, I ain't noticed. I'd have noticed right there. I said that nigga's Daredevil. That nigga is Daredevil. That's all I would have said. But what were you saying, Lex? You had to.
I forgot it went away.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Kingpin works better as a villain, but that in the punter. Yeah, no, Kingpin. We're about to get into that right now. So, we definitely everybody pretty much rock with episode 8.
Oh,
Now we gonna get
wait, I
right.
remember. I remember
Okay, go ahead.
that. I was just gonna say that when you were saying that you guys were saying how you could tell it was different people who did the different episodes.
Mhm.
Yes, but it also felt like these people didn't like have a conversation or see the previous episodes, or like they didn't read the scripts for the previous episodes because it felt too much like two different vibes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
do
like the difference
agree.
between like me and Tone writing a script. Like it's gonna be completely
Mhm.
different. Me and
Yep.
Tone cannot write a script for the same show. Sorry to use
Yeah.
you,
Mhm.
Tone, but like we're different,
Nah, no.
The
I
they
understand.
said that they liked episodes 2 through 6. So I'm not
Hmm.
sure how the people who ended up getting fired, how they envision everything, because they never had a complete idea. So but they liked 2 through 6, but they wanted to just flesh it out. So one makes it have, I guess, a greater context. But yeah, it do feel like two different seasons within one,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
get
Hmm.
Yeah.
Karen episode 1 and then episode 9. It just it's just a lot. So they
Yeah.
tried to build based on 2 through 6, but the tone of everything is just like it was no way it could have
Mhm.
seemed the same.
They
That's a
Hmm.
good
definitely
way
was.
to. That's a good way to say that.
No facts.
Because
But
I think 7 and 8, like you said, episode 1 was cool, but I definitely remember 7 and 8 more than like 2 through 6. Like I feel like 7 and 8, like
no, set 8 and 9. You talking about 8
I
and
mean, I'm
9? Like,
sorry, eight and nine,
yeah.
8 and 9, my bad. 8 and 9
Mhm.
really like made it like yeah. I was like, okay, Marvel's cooking. I see what Pat talk about in the group chat. This shit is cooking.
They cooking. They cooking, man. If we
Yeah.
cooking, man, we just did the review for episode 8, but let's get into the finale, man. And it was a finale.
Was it?
It was a finale. No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like it was a finale. It was a lot. They definitely
Hmm.
took it there. They definitely took it there when it comes to certain things. So anybody can go first, man. What you thought of episode 9, the finale of Daredevil Born Again?
This this episode had me hollering like crazy. I was like, oh, Disney. At first, I had to realize. I said, is this Disney Plus that I'm watching right now, or HBO Max? Because like the stuff they was doing in here was absolutely insane. Like
Crazy.
it was so many wow moments that had my jaw hit the floor a couple of times. That's like, I can't believe they actually went there. Of course, they pick it up where Matt is in the hospital after he got shot. And there Heather goes again being annoying. But notice when he woke up, the first woman name he said was Karen.
Karen.
That was so like, ooh.
Even the lawyer, you saw the lawyer try to say it's the medicine, it's the drug. Don't,
It's the drug. He's tripping.
Is he just tripping? Don't.
I think I missed that. I might have missed that.
Bruh. He said, Karen. You know when a blind person, they don't got glasses on, how they look without glasses. He even looked even crazier when he just said that. She probably
I didn't realize he said Karen. I ain't gonna. Damn.
I said her face. She looks so upset when he had said that. I said the look on her face, like, yeah, sit your ass back in that cheap. But I thought that was that was interesting. But that line, when Kingpin was asking about the condition of Matt, and he was saying that he's like in the hospital, he survived and everything like that. And he had said that line, something along the lines of, it's better to have a living vigilante. No, it's best to have a dead hero than a living vigilante, or something like that. Something
that's
along
exactly
I can't remember
exactly.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and so when he said that, I was like, oh, he about to send Buck over there to finish the job. That's exactly. I said I knew exactly what he was going to do. I said Fist got so much power, he done call Con Ed up in there. That's it. For those who don't know who Con Ed, that's the main power source for New York. And he called Con Ed up in there to cut the power off for the whole city.
He turned the TV off. They said Spider-Man. I saw it too. They said Spider-Man just thought he just didn't pay the bill. He said fuck it, and then just went back to sleep. And
I'm kind of scared for his campaign manager, whoever that woman is, because I think her name is Sheila or something like that. I'm getting kind of scared for her because when he was having a conversation with the commissioner, and I was like, why y'all having this conversation out in this hallway? Like, why couldn't y'all just leave the building and have it outside somewhere? Like, and I don't care if y'all had to go into an alley or something like that and have this conversation. Don't have that conversation there. And because what happened a few scenes later, he's playing the recording of their whole conversation on the phone. I'm like, oh my God. And she's standing outside the door, hearing that, and she's crying her eyes out because she's scared for her life now.
Do you don't think that she recorded it? Yeah, I felt like she recorded the conversation.
Oh, she did?
That's the vibe I
got. Okay. Oh, so that's okay. Now that
that's
makes
probably
more
why
sense.
she was crying, because she knew what she did, how the end result was out to be.
Because I was like, when he said that stuff, and I agree with you, Tori. When they was talking in the hallway, I was like, damn, one of them not gonna be here tomorrow. That's what I was thinking. Somebody not clocking in tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's see. Then they Buck went to the hospital to take out Matt, but Matt left the hospital. He wasn't there. He went home, and walked in. I said, this is the genius of good camera work and I guess lighting, because he just sat there and I didn't even know that Punisher was there until Matt acknowledged him, and I was like, wow. I said that was just good camera work and good lighting, just having hiding right there in the shadows, just sitting there. And then after that, that's when all hell broke loose. That's when it all broke loose after that. I
said, up to probably one of the best action scenes in the Disney Plus, anything Marvel, anything. I've never seen something like that ever. And to be honest with you, when I seen Punisher, I said they're going to do one or two things here. They're going to kill his lore, or they're going to amp it. And they said, fuck it.
Hey, man, they killed at least 20 people in that apartment, man. Nobody didn't hear nothing. Hey. And and it's crazy because Punisher just became like the God of War in the current continuum. So it's kind of crazy that this dude is really real life not killable, bro. He's really not killable. He just goes to the in his arm and he good and a cup of coffee. Nigga, not killable.
and Punisher was not listening to him when Matt was saying don't kill him, anything like that. He's like F that. And he
Yeah.
killed him. And he
And he
killed
said,
him.
"I'm not gonna play patty cake with these boys." What? I was like, "Oh yeah,
he
it's about to
warned him
get."
he
I
wasn't.
had to put the J down, man. I thought, "Oh yeah, hold up, I gotta focus," because he about to put it to work. Yeah, but go ahead, Tori. My bad, my bad.
I mean, with how gruesome that scene was, I mean, they used every aspect of that apartment except the bedroom, just to
But
I mean, people. I'm talking about bodies are flying everywhere, bullets are flying everywhere. You got people getting cut, blood splattering. You got the cane being thrown, hitting, knocking people out.
I'm about to say
like,
the cane getting thrown.
I said it was a lot going on in that scene, but I liked it because it was so good, and they did all of that in the dark.
That was crazy.
They did all of that in the dark. It was no lights on, none of that. The lightest thing you saw in there was maybe the sparks coming from things being broken or something like that. And then, you know, at first I thought they was going to kill the black dude, but he didn't. And he just, I thought it was so funny because I said Matt was so quick with the cane that you thought you almost didn't feel like he hit him. It was like a ting.
It was a ting. It was a ting. We call it a ting.
The way that his head, he literally knocked his head back like a Pez dispenser. The way his lip flipped up when he, when he hit him with
You laughing about.
Look, because when you get hit with that joint, everybody just goes like this. I'm like, all you hear is a ting. Like literally, as soon as it hits, ting, and then they just sleep.
Yeah, and then also, you know, and then like at the end, you had Matt and Punisher arguing with each other, and all of a sudden he stops them from talking, and he hears something hit the floor, and he says grenade. And that scene of them jumping out the window and him grabbing him and using his cane to swing out of the apartment and then land on top of that car. I said, and then someone made it.
Can we just say, wait, question real quick, y'all? Does Heather live with Matt?
No.
Okay, because I'm about to say she's gonna be mad as shit when she finds out her stuff is gone.
Now she probably has some items over there, but she doesn't like live there. Like her names ain't on the bills or anything like that. She don't live there. She brings her overnight bag up from time to time. So you know,
overnight bag.
Little bop.
Someone had made a joke online. They said now that his spot is gone, they're gonna have to call it apartment born again.
Bruh. Hey, I don't know how he gonna explain that to insurance, bruh. I promise you, I wasn't there.
People in that building probably was pissed.
Before we even continue, that was another reason why I don't like Heather. It's like Heather, the whole city went pitch black. You didn't check on Matt not one time, bro.
Maybe she went to the hospital. Remember, because he just dipped out of the hospital. So because that would be my first thing. Like, oh, he was at the hospital.
Now she ain't gonna got a job.
I was like, bruh, this man walked all the way from the hospital in the total darkness. With
ass out.
I was like, nobody said nothing. Nobody said, "Hey man, you need some help."
Because
you all right?
Because of the blackout, so everybody's going crazy. And speaking of,
it's about hype, baby.
I said this is how you know the task force is going to be dangerous, because when you had the people out there looting, you had that one guy looting, he had a hat on and he shot him for no reason. And he said, "Why?" He's like, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're just killing vigilantes." He pulled his hat over his face to make it look like he was a masked vigilante to basically say, "That's why I killed him."
That's dark.
Exactly. I said, ironically, they having this in New York, because I always told y'all, or I told people before, that NYPD is in my top 5 most corrupt police departments.
Going crazy.
So I said, when I saw that, I said, that's how I knew the task force was going to be a problem. Even with the previous episode when I was telling you about him sticking his hand in the grease, but with doing this, now you're doing this against innocent people.
Yeah.
And then as we go on in the episode, that's when I said, oh yeah, not only the task force going to be a problem, but Fisk as a mayor is going to be a problem.
No, when you said, I don't know why this did that. I don't know why this did out of nowhere. When you just said something about the task force being a problem, whatever, right? You know what normally solves that? A smooth uppercut from Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see.
Not the place for Spider-Man right now.
Honestly, though, I was watching a video that was kind of talking about this, and he alluded to the fact that maybe Brand New Day is like with Fisk as the mayor and living under that. I mean, yeah, we know that he's going through. Nobody knows him, but even within that, still living under these new laws that's being set. I feel like if that happened, it might be a little tough, but we'll see what they do.
Tori, you said something about the tag. I know we're going back to you with the tag, because you kind of like carrying it with the summary. You're doing a great job with that, by the way.
Appreciate it.
The task force, the scene with Gallo, I thought that was really like when they was crazy when he got in the car. If you could speak on it, when he saw it, when the dude had the Punisher torn his neck.
Oh yeah, when he saw them and the guy was sitting in a car, I said I knew something was up when he got in that car and the driver didn't respond to him when he said just take me home, and it just was quiet. And then he looked at him and he was like, he recognized the guy. He was like, oh, so and so, I hadn't seen you in a long time, and he was like making a little small talk. Then he turns. I said it's completely dark in that car, but the light hits just right on the neck, and you see the Punisher tap right there. I was like, oh shit. I said he done. He about to
take. Got out that car so quick.
He that's the thing, he couldn't, because he probably didn't control the lights. He probably had like child protection locks on the door, so he probably couldn't get out of the truck. So once he was in that truck, that was it. He was not at that point. He already knew what time it was. He knew what it was, and he took him to that location. And
what is it? Red aka Tortuga, fucking Freeport. The fucking this is Tortuga. Y'all not. That's what Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, we forgot one part.
That's what I'm saying. That was a Freeport, basically, back in the day. This is the Red Hook is free bands. They can do anything right there.
I think Fish is going to get like some type of sovereignty because he's in his own like little nation on that little island. I think that's going to play in the season 2. He might just claim himself like president or something. That's
New York.
Because they said that's not a part of the country. Like when they was in the little investigation mode, they was like it's not a part of the country either. So he can technically. You seen the episode of a Family Guy where he claimed himself the mayor's. The sovereign of the little joke. That's basically what I think will happen in season 2. They don't push him to that. You might just I'm gonna just retreat. He gonna like build up the little fortress and shit because that's what he's doing. He's acquiring all this shit, building it up, and that whole little section is just gonna be like Kingpin territory. You probably won't be able to touch it. Probably.
One thing we forgot to mention was when after Punisher and Daredevil recovered after falling out of the building and onto that car, is who pulled up? Karen. Karen pulled up. And because we haven't seen her since the first episode, and she basically they go back to Punisher's lair, and they basically nursed them back to health with what she can do, and helping them stitch them up and all types of stuff. And then Punisher had offered them. He said, "Would you like some coffee?" I guess they needed something as a pick me up after all the stuff they experienced. I mean, after finding all the people in that apartment and almost dying from a grenade explosion, and Matt, he don't have a home to go to right now because that thing is pretty much all dust and rubble right now. And so they ended up leaving.
Mad as shit.
Yeah, and then they end up leaving, and then they leave Punisher there. And then I think that's when they get back to the commissioner where he's with Kingpin and the task force. I said, that what? I'm gonna stop right there because I want y'all to like that. What was your reaction when you saw that? Because I know what mine was. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna start first. When they took him in the joint, I said, okay, they about to take him in the room with all the little stuff they use to paint. They about to splatter some blood, about to be like The Wire. You know what I'm saying? They about to put him in the cut. I did not think that he was going to go, because the original Netflix joint, he used the door. You feel me? So I thought that was bad. For them to show, that was the most gruesome shit I ever seen on television in my life. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't seen a lot of stuff. He took a human head and squeezed it until it just boom. I was like, I don't know if that was an initiation or something like that to get in the Skull game, but count me out. I'm like, I'm in the wrong place. It was like watching a Mortal Kombat fatality,
bro.
Yeah.
That was a moment for sure, man. I think that's solidified him, though. Like this nigga top 10. Now he in MCU top 10. Like
he is.
That literally took him like all the way. He was like here, like we knew he was here, but now he just like
he's a real bad guy.
Yeah,
the aura, like
Yeah,
The aura is just
and
crazy with the
that's what
screen
you want
presence.
from
Like
your
all that
villains.
shit
You
is
don't
just
want them to
it's
be
just crazy,
redeemed. You
bro.
want them to be straight up evil.
I'm
And
glad
that's
he won. I was so happy he won, bro. I was like, you know what? Got me season 2, and I'm glad they continue with Kingpin because like these dudes, like they all click. It's crazy. Everybody clicks off each other. Like
and I don't know,
it's crazy.
I don't know if it was the adrenaline or the fact that Punisher had a real good body armor, but the way he was a one-man wrecking crew when he pulled up on that task force at the
Oh
other
Yeah.
yeah.
spot, I mean, he
Oh,
was
he
going
grabbed that shotgun. I knew he was
He
about
crazy.
to
said
go
coffee.
wild.
That man ate medicine with no water. He chewed medicine,
Uh,
painkillers. He said that is crazy.
Oh yeah, pill. First off, I don't like
Exactly.
pills. That chalky flavor, nah.
it's
See
just
you.
You heard a crunch. All
chemicals.
you heard was just, huh?
I mean, he was going in, but that one, I don't know if y'all caught it, but the one part where he sliced the guy's groin open, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Only thing I didn't like about that scene,
Nah,
though,
Frank was
I
going
didn't see
crazy,
the
man.
plan with the crash out. I was just like, what was the plan? But then I'm like, I guess he just wanted to crash out because that's what he just be on. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I think he be looking for reason to
because
kill people.
he just rushed them. I'm like, they like, hey, and then they was dick eating crazy. I mean, I'm talking about imagine waking up to a bunch of people with your uniform thing on, like, man, we don't even want to kill you, bro. We just want you to join. And then everything you've been building up for, dick eating for. I'm talking about hopping, twerking on the meat. And this dude go like this. He goes, y'all some clowns.
That was crazy, man.
Huh? Me? I'm like, me? Yeah, y'all some clowns. Y'all wasting y'all time, man. Cause Punisher take that shit serious. His family died behind this shit. This ain't no fucking joke.
And he said that when he was fighting them, like, it's the reason why I do this. He like, I don't just go out killing people
I
just
ain't
for
gonna lie,
the fun
y'all.
of it.
I thought he was going to escape and crush him, but I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
I'm not even gonna
They
lie
crushing
either,
him.
because the way he was moving, I mean, he was
Yeah, I
fighting
thought he was
through
about to
him.
get out, bro.
He
And
was
punish
fighting
him,
through
bro.
him. He
Like,
was like,
that
"Oh
boy
nah, we
can't.
can't do one-on-one with this dude. We got to do like 6-on-1 to take care of
Yeah.
it." because he like, we don't know what this guy got going on through his veins. Like, he like was going crazy, but they finally got
He
him and they
probably
held
on
him
that
down.
bank, you know.
And they finally held him down and everything like that, and they finally captured him. But one of the biggest points for me in this episode wasn't even anything that was gruesome. It was when Karen and Matt went to Foggy's what's that thing called, storage,
Sorry,
and they
yeah,
found
sorry.
and they found that file to understand. It's crazy how Foggy is dead, but he's still an intricate part of the story. Like,
Yeah.
he's still a huge part of why all this stuff is going on. So now Karen and Matt now finally figure out or get to the foundation as to why Foggy was killed. It wasn't just coincidence. He was basically assassinated. He was a hit.
Mhm.
Like, he stumbled on. And thing is, they went to the stuff. They found out he stumbled on something that was bigger than what he thought it was. He didn't know what he had, but they found out.
He was just trying to get his client out. Remember, he was going to use the red hook thing just to get him off, type shit.
Yeah, but he didn't know what he was really getting himself into. He didn't know he didn't know how deep he was into it. And of course, he dies without even knowing it. He goes to his grave with that.
I had to tell some online yesterday that there was no way in hell Bullseye is redeemable and does not belong. You think he got? I don't know, man, because that's what I was going to ask, man. Where are the Thunderbolts? Is this going to affect Kingpin or the Thunderbolts going to affect them? When is the
I guess you found out on May 2nd.
I guess that's what we do. We got to find out on May 2nd, for sure, man. But episode 9 was crazy, man. Coons, Lex, y'all, what y'all think about episode 9?
I'm just guiding y'all through.
Man, I really
Shout out to
enjoyed
Torian.
episode
Nah,
9.
definitely just gave a great summary for real. Shout out to Torian.
Because there's still some more. There's still some more left in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we almost through with it though.
Yeah, episode 9 was a great episode, great finale. I mean, at the end, it was just like I want season 2 now, because like I want to see where y'all going from this. Like, again, what we've been saying with the tone, like that a whole apartment fight scene was just like, oh, y'all really going there, Disney? Like, y'all let the showrunners do what they want, like make this your own, and I appreciated that.
And all the F-bombs they dropped, I said, oh, I know. I said, am I really watching Disney right now? Just on that alone.
He
I
put
was
his
like,
middle finger up in that jump.
Yeah.
Man, he told him, fuck you.
And Karen
Man.
and Karen,
Damn.
and Karen saved Matt from crashing out because she was like, because they went to the location and it was like, look, Matt, she like, I know you want to go in there and take all of them out, but you're in no condition to do so. Like, you are recovering from being shot. Like, you cannot maneuver that way. She said, I understand it, but listen, you cannot move the way that you. And I'm not even gonna lie. When Karen kissed him, I thought she was gonna kiss him on the lips. I thought
she's chilling.
She gave him a forehead kiss.
That's just like I believe in you.
Yeah. So I'm glad. I'm glad that she did that, because I feel like if Karen wasn't there and he went by himself, he would have did just that. He probably would have died. So I'm glad that she did, and I like that they just sat there for a minute. He was reflecting what she said, and then all the lights come back on. The power goes back on into the city, and everything's like, things not gonna be the same. It's like what the city was one way before the power went out, and that's a whole nother way now that the power's back on. But the thing that told me that Kingpin is going to be dangerous as a mayor was when he addressed the city after the power came back on. He basically told that lie that it was a power grid situation. Like, you set that up yourself. But he said it was a vigilante thing. But it is what it is. But when he got up there and said that he was going to throw his task force out there to go after any masked vigilante, he's like, it's illegal to be a vigilante now. I'm going after each and every one of you. Then he said, I'm implementing martial law. He said, he said, I'm implementing martial law. And then he threw in that 8 p.m. curfew. Not on the city that doesn't sleep, 8 p.m. curfew.
That's why I said your boy Spider-Man gonna make sure he get to work. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man's gonna wake up and be like, what you mean I gotta be in the house by 8 o'clock? But I'm not gonna keep mentioning the Spider-Man. What's it called? Somebody said on Twitter, they said they can't believe the Punisher's superpower is having more dog in him than everyone else. Like, the nigga was damn near like Ares, like you said. I know we kind of skipped past that. Also, as well, when you said with Fist, that was crazy. All the people that's like against him, he put in cages. Like, what the fuck? The whole sword master's in the cage. The sword dude, he's in the cage. From Hawkeye, he's in the cage.
Yep. He put all the mass vigilantes in cage. And I said, that's crazy. Him and Vanessa just came down them stairs, walking hand to hand, all bougie.
Hey, Vanessa like that, Joe.
Yeah, she's definitely a hitter. Hey, she's definitely his ride or die.
Hey.
And sat right and went right down to that other place. And that's one thing we forgot to mention.
When she punished that dude, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
That's one thing we forgot to mention from
you
episode 8.
I was like, go, yeah. That probably was
she did the triangle part. She did the triangle, 2 to the chest, 1 to the dome. I call that the triangle shot.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that nigga. She looked at the bigger picture. Soon as she found out Red Hook was a free band, and that that's the thing that I like, that they made us think that there was like the problem was she was trying to figure out what Fist is doing, and he like, look, baby, look. He said the first episode, baby girl, you feel me? He looked there and said, hey, let's go to therapy, let's do all this stuff, but just trust me, we gonna really get it cracking as soon as I become mayor and get in the door. And as soon as he got into the door, I'm talking about he went crazy, bro. I've never seen an MCU villain like him. Ever.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode when he had, what's the name of the guy who's like the one he appointed to like that deputy position?
Daniel.
Yeah.
When they when he and Buck went and spoke to those people at that council, and they had all that intel on them, and basically saying, look, you're going to do what Mayor Fist says, or we're going to put all this stuff out there.
Facts.
He's like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts with it. There's no in between or go around. You're going to do, or this is what's going to happen to you. Basically, in layman terms, that's what he was saying.
This is the thing I really didn't like, though, because we've been talking about stuff good. This is something I didn't like, though. I just think it still ended, though, like with a question mark of like, I still feel like I want more. Like it wasn't a finale, like it wasn't closing anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like we didn't close anything, but I know, of course, it's a season 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're obviously pushing towards that. But I just didn't feel complete like a finale. It just didn't feel like a finale complete. The end, I didn't like that at the end when he was in the bar. He's like, we're gonna build an army. I know we're like, oh, we want who we want to be there should have been there. I feel like at least one defender, at least Luke Cage. When he turned around, it was like a 95-year-old cop one there. I was like, what in the other cop that from the 5th episode? I'm like, where is Jessica Jones, where are Iron Fist? I mean, where's Iron Fist? All these people, man, throw them in the pot now.
They coming. They coming. They said we can't like show you now. Like we gotta wait until season 2. That's when we're gonna bring them all in.
They better.
Les, was you ready to say something?
They definitely, I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree with you. I wrote it down too, Pat. It did not feel like a finale by the end. I was so disappointed. I was very upset by the end because I felt like this is what Marvel does. This is what they always do. They take us all the way up like this, and then it just falls flat. Like, it just didn't feel like a finale. Like, you know what it felt? I don't even know what it felt like. Because then I was just like, okay, like, season 2, and I get that it's going into season 2, but I have this thing with shows where I feel like when seasons end, even if you've already been approved for 10 more seasons, like each season should end as if there's not going to be another season. Like it should like close some doors a little bit, but like I told you from the beginning, like I felt like this show had no real story. It was just things happening and we're just following along, but not like a build up to like this point, and then this is the it didn't have a climax. That's the word I'm looking for. This
was
episode
fire,
did not
though.
feel
It was
like a
fire.
climax.
It was good television,
But it
though.
went like this because like that fight scene, Chef's Kiss. I was sitting there with my jaw wide open, like, oh my gosh, when he ripped the guy's head apart, jaw wide open. So it's like all this, and then I'm just like at the end, like, okay, oh.
Like, you know, Marvel always do the pan to all the characters. They always got to show every character on the show what they doing at the end.
So basically, like had all this ending is you see the task force is like right there, they're out on the street. Like you say, he implemented martial law, so that's not good. You see White Tiger's niece, and I said that's like a just a hint because we know she's going to pick up the mantle eventually. Then you see, like I said, they all in the cages, and then you see Fisk and Vanessa sitting down eating, and then you see Daredevil staying in the bar, basically saying, "I need to build an army," and we know what that's alluding to, him getting the Defenders back together. So that's basically what it is. But then they had the post-credit scene or the mid-credit scene where you have Punisher talking to that guard, and I'm like, how can you be so dumb?
The dumbest
I'm like,
guard in the world.
I'm like, do you not know what this guy's capable of? And you gonna shake his hand? I said, at the minute he got a hold of his hand, it was a wrap. He broke that whole arm.
It was a wrap.
He broke that man's whole arm. I said he's about to get out because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to be doing a special presentation for Punisher. So that's probably what that's going to lead to. So that's probably what that lead in is going to be, him getting out of there. And I don't know what they're going to do.
Punisher escapes
with I don't know what they're going to do with that, because with the special presentation, that's usually like an hour long. So that's going to just be like a one-off, like a special, but it's probably going to tie in.
The werewolf,
like Werewolf by Night, okay. Like that. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that.
No, most definitely, man. Episode 9. I mean, let's let me see this. What reason would King have to go to Luke Cage? All right, man. They gonna be in the mix. Are they vigilantes?
Well, he says when he says vigilantes, I mean that's like code name for heroes anyway.
Anybody,
he just calls them.
That's like the hero version of nigga.
Third chance. What it up? What up? I definitely. I mean, anybody got any other thoughts on episode 9?
I have a question, or like not like a question, but like something just to put out there. I'm just very confused on power levels and stuff like that because Matt Murdock got shot in the chest and did a whole fight scene a couple of hours later. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? How is that possible? Like, does he have some super healing strength or something?
I know what I can answer that question. I can answer that question for you.
I know he can regulate.
I know what I can answer that question for you.
But
it's the power of plot. It's the power of plot armor. That is the strongest armor you can have in any superhero based show. Is the power of plot armor.
Because Bro survived shots. He survived shot. Even Punisher though, when Punisher was getting fucked up, I said, I don't like feeling like you're gonna get away sometimes. Like I was like, damn, he might actually kill everybody in this little circle and then go to his next move. I'm like, hold up, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, are they? But and Tone said something too, how like even Kingpin, like I think he just entered MCU level status. You know what I'm saying? Like a villain. You know what I'm saying? And where
Yeah.
he, you know what I'm saying, where he really gonna go with this. Like, I think he's gonna try to really take this shit to the next level. I wrote 2 days ago. This is Disney Plus. Nothing is fatal anymore. Oh,
But one of Kingpin's, you know, like his other powers is like what you call it, persuasion, and he can sometimes be so before uh I want to say hypnotic, like, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
Like the
Like,
massive
so
manipulation.
yeah, so he has
yeah.
very great mental. So when he sat down to make the public address, it probably offended some people in some kind of way too, though. 'Cause it was like a man. Like I said, it's like, yeah, trust me, even though I'm about to fuck y'all shit up, but they're gonna trust him anyways because he's there, persuasive and
yeah,
charismatic.
yeah. He definitely was spitting game to the city of New York. They was tuned in. You feel me? And more people he can get with his cause, the better. He like Penguin if he wasn't so grimy. I don't know. Penguin is
Yeah,
fucking.
Penguin
They're
grimy is
both
too.
grimy.
They
Right.
if they linked, you know what I'm saying? I don't even
yeah,
think. Oh my, because I
It's just
said
that
that
one of
Lex.
them has a bad foot.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
said
only
Lex.
difference.
I said that New York. I said this is when the lights went off. I said this is some a little Gotham. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, where the fuck is Batman? Once again,
mm,
Spider-Man. Where the fuck is Spider-Man? But you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna really get into that too much. But if we go around, I mean, if nobody has nothing else to say about the episode, I thought it was just still great television. At the end of the day, this was a great season of television. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was good TV. You feel what I'm saying? And I really fuck with good TV. I would give it a 9 out of 10. 8.5 is the lowest, but 9 out of 10 for the whole season for me. In episode 9, I would give it an 8.5, but whole season, light is up. Daredevil Born Again.
Uh,
mhm.
I gave it last episode like a 7.58. And that 8 is me being generous with it, because of the fight scenes. Other than that, yeah, solid 7.5. But the entire show, I definitely give it a 8.59. Like, I'm not gonna let that one episode, the last 2 episodes, just erase all the great stuff that I had watched. So definitely a solid 8.5, 9.
Okay, tomorrow.
That,
I would give the episode a 9 because it was, like I said, it was very gruesome. Like, you can tell they definitely saved it for this one. Not saying they didn't do it for the other ones, but the stuff that they did, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as for the season as a whole, I would give it 8.5.
Okay. Tone.
I'm gonna give the last episode 9. I'm gonna give it a 9 for all the reasons Tori said. Yeah, and I said previously. Like, I just think the order, like I said, the order that all three characters and music and stuff that like the lighting and stuff contributed and just made it a solid episode for me. And actually, the last 2 episodes brought up the series as a whole for me, so I'm gonna give it 8.5. But I think they really saved their best stuff for they got these last 2 episodes, 8 and 9. Whatever director, whoever y'all was talking about, the switch or whatever, they need to stay on for next season.
Okay, Coons.
I get a the finale. I give it a 9. Like what Torian was talking about, like the gore that they displayed, it made, like, it gave it a rewatchable scene, and I think that memorable scene stick out so much that, like, it'll be talked about moving forward. I think, like, in different Marvel standpoints, this moment might be brought up or referenced. Like, y'all know Kingpin did such and such to the commissioner. Like, I think they
Mm.
they did this to establish something greater. So I give that a 9. As far as the season, uh, I was leaning 8.5, but I think I say a 9 because it's not an episode I never liked.
Yeah.
I can't give it a 10 because just the pacing, like, it is two different seasons tone wise, but I've enjoyed every episode, so I would give it a 9. Like I mentioned a few days ago, I do want to binge watch everything just to see what I feel like as it progresses, to see how
Mhm.
cohesive it really is. But
Okay.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay, that's a super. I put this torch up because we had a super liners up for Daredevil, y'all. we haven't had a good series from Disney Plus Marvel, I think, since
Loki.
Hawk. We liked Hawkeye. I think everybody liked Hawkeye. I think
Hawkeye was fine.
We know why you liked Hawkeye.
No, I'm talking about the actual show, like Hawkeye. What else did we like?
I'm trying to think what came out of Hawkeye.
That's what I mean. I was talking about the show. We know why you like Hawkeye.
I think everybody liked the first season of Loki. I don't know about the second season for real.
Loki's sitting on his chair right now, but he about to get up soon.
He gonna have to. Nourishing said Heather is the least. Oh my God, just bringing her name up all the time. She's in hospital with her boyfriend who got shot in the chest and was like, I don't think this is the bully.
That's funny. Yeah,
like,
I don't think it's working out for me.
Like,
and now she got a new position. What Vince gave her a new.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, she got like
her
a new position.
That was slimy. I was like, all right,
and I kind of figured she was gonna say yes to it too.
But then she couldn't say no because
because she's gonna die.
Yeah,
like what?
She's
gonna die like right on screen. She's gonna get killed.
She said people die around here. You know what I'm saying? So I that was grimy, but as we hashtag fuck Heather, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna change. I wanted to. It's funny. I just be saying I want to party with Heather, and now I don't want to have his name no more.
But so Pat, that mean you're not gonna get the Heather Funko Pop?
Fuck no. They gonna find
Heather Funko Pop.
They probably will make a Heather Funko Pop for no fucking reason. And it'll be an exclusive one. Like
all because she saved herself from Muse.
That's exactly what next to it. You feel me?
They better have a Muse Funko Pop before they have a Heather.
Yeah, I would get that. I would get that. That probably gonna look sweet. I can't.
That's gonna be all red.
Yeah, that probably looks sweet. But shout out to y'all, man. Daredevil Born Again, man. What y'all think below, man? Let us know in the comments what y'all think of the view. Shout out everybody that was rocking with us in the comments, man, and the viewers. But we really appreciate y'all really showing up for this whole season. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, and appreciate y'all too. The group chat.
Feel like these weeks went by fast.
No, they went by super fast. Like this is probably the fastest
crazy
like show we ever watched. Like well. Really, like honestly, so really was a great time, man. I'm glad we got to come over here a lot and just talk about the show. We definitely said that. Was like,
that was funny.
Season 2,
she was so salty.
We rooting for that because that's what she gave in right there. Like, fuck it, I'm just going to say fuck this guy right here. Before we go though,